Database languages. The database languages are data definition language, allows the DBA or users to describe and name entities, attributes, and relationships required for the application, plus any associated integrity and security constraint. The database schema is specified by a set of definitions expressed by means of a special language called the data definition language. The DDL is used to define a schema or to modify an existing one. It cannot be used to manipulate data. The result of the compilation of the DDL statement is a set of tables stored in special files collectively called the data dictionary. The data dictionary integrates the metadata, that is, data that describe objects in the database, and makes it easier for them to be accessed or manipulated. The second one is the data manipulation language, or DML. Provides basic data manipulation operations on data held in the database. Data manipulation operations usually include the following: the insertion of new data into a database, the modification of data stored in the database, the retrieval of the data contained in the database, the deletion of data from the database. Therefore, one of the main functions of the EDMS is to support a data manipulation language in which the user can construct statements that will cause such data manipulation to occur. Data manipulation applies to the external and conceptual level as well as to the internal level. However, at the internal level was most defined rather complex low-level procedures that allow efficient data access. One of the database language is the fourth generation language. 4GL stands for fourth generation language. There is no consensus about what constitutes a 4GL. It is essentially a shorthand programming language. An operation that requires hundreds of lines in a third generation language, or 3GL, such as COBOL, typically required only 10-20 lines in a 4GL. Compare with a 3GL, which procedural. A 4GL is non-procedural, that users define what is to be done, not how. A 4GL is expected to rely largely on much higher level components known as fourth generation tools. The user is not expected to define the steps a program needs to perform a task, but instead defines parameters for the tools that use them to generate an application program. It is claimed that 4GLs can improve productivity by a factor of 10, at the cost of limiting the types of problems that can be tackled. 4GLs encompass presentation language such as query language and report generators, specialty languages such spreadsheet and database language, application generation that define, insert, update, and retrieve data from the database to build applications. Very high-level languages that are used to generate application code. SQL and QBE mentioned above are examples of 4GL. We now briefly discuss some of the other types of 4GL. The forms generators. A forms generator is an interactive facility for rapidly creating data input and display layout for screen format forms. The forms generator allows the users to define what the screen is to look like, what information is to be displayed, and where on the screen it is the, to be displayed. It may also allow the definition of colors for screen elements and other characteristics such as bold, underline, blinking, reverse, video, and so on. The better form generators allow the creation of the derived attributes, perhaps using arithmetic operators or aggregate, and the specification of validation check for data input. Report generators. A report generator is a facility for creating reports from the data stored in the database. It is similar to a query language in that it allows the user to ask questions of the database and retrieve information from it for a report. However, in the case of a report generator, we have much greater control over what the output looks like. We can let the report generator automatically determine how the output should look, or we can create our own customized output reports using special reports generator command instructions. There are two main types of report generator. The first one is the language-oriented and the visual-oriented. Next is the graphic generators. A graphics generator is a facility to retrieve data from the database and display the data as a graph showing trends and relationships in the data. Typically, it allows the users to create bar chart, pie chart, line chart, scatter chart, and so on. And the last one is the application generators. An application generator is a facility for producing the program that interfaces with the database. The use of an application generator can reduce the time it takes to design an entire software application. Application generators typically consist of pre-written modules that comprise fundamental functions that most programs use. These modules, usually written in a high-level language, constitute a library of functions to choose from. The user specifies what the program is supposed to do. The application generator determines how to be performed the task.